What's going on, y'all? Every day means every day, episode number 11. In this video, I'm going to talk specifically to the fellas. Gentlemen, this one is for you. Ladies, if you're watching, tune in tomorrow. Of course, we do this every single day because every day does mean every day. But send this to your brother, send this to your significant other, send this to a man in your life who needs this message. Gentlemen, the message is this. It's a simple one. Stop faking it. Stop faking it. Take the long, difficult path. In the end, it will be worth it. Take the long road. Take the road that almost nobody wants to go down. Take the road that is challenging, that forces you to face adversity, that forces you to confront your own insecurities, that forces you to confront your own shortcomings, that forces you to confront your own anxieties. Face that head on and let it take time. But don't shortcut or cut corners to get to some result that you want. See, we live in a social media society right now. And so everybody wants to flex on Instagram about how much money they're making. Everybody wants to be jacked and flex their body and their physique. And everybody wants to show that they have the hottest girl. And everybody wants to show they got the fastest car. And like everybody is in a race to achieve an image. The problem is, if there's nothing of substance behind the image, you're not a real man. You're a hologram of a man. That's not what you want to be. You don't want to be a hollow representation of what you wish you were. You want to actually become that man. But again, because we live in the Instagram world, we're more focused on what it looks like than what it is. And that's incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous. And I urge you not to fall into that trap. I urge you not to fall into that trap. See, I was scrolling through social media the other day, and this is what spurred on this thought. And I found a guy who, he's part of Elliott Army, right? He works for Andy Elliott. And he's probably only a year or two younger than me. He looks maybe 25, 26, doing well financially. And he's starting to get into the content game, because when you have a mentor like Andy, who's blowing up on social media, that typically, you want to be like your mentor. You want to follow in their footsteps. And so you learn the best practices and you apply them. Kudos to him for doing that. And this is not a knock on him in any way, shape, or form. I respect what he's trying to do and what he's trying to accomplish. I just think he's too early. And he posts this video. And he's sitting in a gym. He's on a bench press. He's sitting on the bench. And he's got this girl next to him. And he's talking about how, as a man, you're never going to be fulfilled unless you're working on your purpose, unless you are being a provider, protector, and a priest to your family, to women, children in your life, and unless you're getting that work in the gym. And I completely agree with everything that he was saying. My problem was I felt like he was giving the correct content in the incorrect context, meaning he said it with this weak voice. He did not speak with authority. He did not speak with a spirit of conviction. The girl that was next to him looked like she was not bought into the things that he was saying. She looked like she didn't even believe it because it looked to me like he didn't believe it. He didn't look to me like he felt convicted on the things that he was saying. And the problem is he was regurgitating what he had heard from his mentor, Andy Elliott. Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with learning from a mentor. That's a phenomenal thing. There's not even anything wrong with spreading the message. The problem is you cannot position yourself as a leader until you have earned the right. And in my opinion, the things that he was saying was regurgitation rather than coming from a place of genuine belief. Okay. You see this in spirituality all the time, by the way. You'll hear people argue about faith or religion. And you say, okay, well, why do you believe that? They say, well, my pastor said it. Well, I grew up this way. My parents raised me to blah, blah, blah. The church says blah, blah, blah. Well, what does that mean? That you're some weak little boy that can't use your own critical thinking skills? That you're some weak child who can't think for yourself? They can't come to your own conclusions? You haven't read any source material? You haven't read Summa Theologica by Thomas Aquinas? You haven't read the Bible cover to cover? You haven't read the Quran cover to cover? You haven't read the Gita cover to cover? You don't know what you're talking about. You're not qualified to have an opinion. But you're just regurgitating information. That's not what real men do. It's not. Regurgitation is not what real men do. You think for yourself. You search your own soul. You read, you study, you investigate from first level sources. You go back to first principles. You say, what can I read? What can I study? What experiences can I give myself? What experiments can I run in my own life? And you get to a point where you have to believe these things because it's who you are, not because it's what you've been told. Usually this only occurs after you've been tested. You know, faith in any capacity, faith in yourself, faith in God, faith in whatever it is that you believe in, is not real faith if it's never been tested. And this happens to a lot of people. You know, they proclaim this self-confidence. They proclaim that, yep, I'm the big man. I'm this fully developed, self-actualized. I've hit my potential. I'm a leader. I'm going to show you how to do it. Follow me. And then you get tested. Then the economy has a downturn. And then you go from making 40 grand a month to 4 grand a month. And then let's see if you're still that same character. Let's see if you still speak with the same authority, right? You in the gym, you got these big muscles, and then you get hit with a health challenge. Let's see if you're still the same guy. Let's see if you're still the same individual. Let's see if you still talk the same. Let's see if you still push other people around the same way. Let's see if you still proclaim to lead in the capacity that you do when everything's going your way. Until you've been tested, your faith is nothing but words in the air. That's all it is. And so men who want to become leaders, I need you to do this for me right now. Take out a pen and paper. Take out a pen and paper. I want you to write down the question, what do I believe? What do I believe? Next to that question, I want you to write down, what do I value? What do I value? So what do I believe and what do I value? I want you to pause the video, take a few minutes, and answer both of those questions. Be direct in your answer. One word, couple words, boom, boom, boom. I believe this. I value this. Then what I want you to do, after you've done a few minutes for that, I want you to come back to the video. And I want you to then write down the question why under each of those. So you go, what do I believe? Here's the 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things that I believe. Why? And genuinely answer that question. Do the same thing for what do I value? Why? Genuinely answer that question. And be brave enough to confront the fact that it might not be because that's genuinely what you have come to the logical conclusion of. Be brave enough to confront the fact that you might believe some things because of childhood trauma, that you might value some things because of societal influences, that you might believe in some things because it's just what you've been told your whole life, and you've never really challenged it. You've never put it to the test. Be brave enough to accept that that might be a possibility. And if you find that to be true, go fix it. Go fix it. And most of all, be patient. Life is a process, and it does take time. And I would qualify myself as in pretty much the same category as the young man that made that video. I'm an ambitious young guy. I'm 27. I'm highly ambitious, and trust me when I tell you, I want it now. I want it yesterday. I want the private jet. I want the Rolls Royce. I want all the stuff, and I want it right now. And I'm working every day to get me there. But I'm not so focused on portraying an image of leadership or portraying an image of success that I shortcut the inner work that is required to get there. And again, this is not a knock on that guy. He's going to get there. Based on the path that I see him going down, I am fully confident that he's going to get there one day. But if you put me and him on stage next to each other, you're going to feel a spirit from me. Because I've been through hell and back. I've looked God in the eyes, and I've looked the devil in the eyes too, and I know both of them live inside of me. I've seen things. I have been through enough. That the level of belief that I have in the principles that I talk about, I don't talk about it because I read it in a personal development book or because I heard it come out of my mentor's mouth. I talk about it in the way that I talk about it because I know it to be true. I've gone beyond belief and into a surety, into I know this to be true. That's the point that you got to get to. And until then, you're going to appear unbelievable. You're going to appear weak in your stance. You're going to appear as if you don't mean what you say. When you listen to me talk, you're not like, I don't know if B really believes the stuff that he's talking about. You know for damn sure that I mean what I'm talking about. Because I earned these beliefs. I earned the things that I value. I earned my self-confidence. I earned this voice that I speak with authority. I earned that. And that's not something that can be shortcut. And I'll tell you this, you can fool some people. You really can. Like if you want to try and skip to the whole, I'm going to be an Instagram influencer and everybody's going to follow me. First of all, leadership is not something that you self-elect. It's not something that you self-elect yourself to. Leadership is something that you earn the right to by gaining the respect of followers. You don't get to be a leader just because you declare and proclaim, here we go, I'm smarter than everybody, and I'm going to tell you what you need to know. No. You only teach after you get to a point of reverence amongst the people that are trying to learn. Okay? That's the only way that it works. I digress. Be patient. Take your time. Do the inner work and stop cutting corners. Don't focus about what it looks like. Focus on what it actually is. Focus on becoming the man that God created you to be. Focus on actualizing your potential. Focus on that. And when you do, all the external stuff will come. All the followers will come. Everybody will begin listening when you have something of true substance to say. There's a difference between regurgitation and genuinely becoming the person that is capable of teaching and of leading. Hope that helps somebody today. If you like this video, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. And by the way, make sure you check out the Everyday Means Everyday ecosystem. We got energy drinks, apparel. We got the app. Check it out, everydaymeanseveryday.com. Habit tracking, daily workouts, daily nutrition tracking, daily coaching videos, similar to stuff like this that you just watched. We got a whole system that is designed to lead you to become that person that you're meant to become. Because by the way, that voice of authority that I'm talking about, that spirit of authority, that spirit of conviction, it comes from knowing who the blank you are. And the only way to know who you are is to prove to yourself beyond a shadow of a reasonable doubt. And when you can look back and say, every single day I held myself to a standard that I admired, that I respect, you start walking different. You start talking different. And all of a sudden, you don't portray that weakness. People start to believe what you say because you believe you. That makes all the difference in the world. Check it out, everydaymeanseveryday.com. And I will see you on the next one.